Alright, what's up? This is FatHouse Performance. It's an absolutely incredible shop located just south of Indianapolis. One, I've never been to Indianapolis, and I know they have a really good car scene, but holy smokes, I had no idea this place was here, and huge shout out to them inviting me up. But let's take a tour of this place. As you can see, tons of GT350s. They are absolutely immaculate here with their turbo kits, but I think the biggest thing about the turbo kits are they're very different from all the other ones on the market. So let's take a look. We'll go under this blue GT350 and we'll show you how it all works. All right, so this is the FatHouse turbo kit, and if you look, it's under the car. If you remember, a lot of people back in the day used to do kind of the rear mount turbo kits all the way in the back, but this is right near the trans, and you would think that would be like clearance issues and hitting stuff on the road, but if you really look at it, if you come close, it's really nice and tucked up there. And what's even cooler about it is that the factory under tray fits. So you have no interference right here. And when it comes to water and stuff like that, unless you're driving through an ocean, which I'm assuming you wouldn't with this car, you wouldn't be that dumb, you're not gonna have any problems, which is really neat. And it just makes it for this really crazy stealth look. So this is essentially the basis of their turbo kit, which is really neat. And you look at the exhaust all the way back, super clean. The welds here are incredible by Jeremy. Shout out to Jeremy here. He's an absolute monster of a fabricator. I'll show some of his work. First, I'm in their first package, which is their 600R package. And this is a Shelby GT350 with essentially NA horsepower using E85 and bolt-ons. So it makes about, say, 530 to the tire, and it's naturally aspirated. It's absolutely incredible. All right, so now we are in essentially the same car we just drove, but with turbos on it now, with their turbo kit. So I'm gonna see just how much of a difference it is with that one addition. There is a noticeable difference in the sound. You get a little bit of the turbo noise. So different. I could have trolled him, just blew by him. So easily like an art piece, in my opinion, at FatHouse is this S197 drag car. Like, this is legitimately, I mean this very clearly, like, this is too fast for the street, in my opinion. It makes crazy dumb horsepower numbers, and it's forward-facing turbos on an S197. So if you take a look, it has the hood exits right here, and look at the fab of this with the wastegates and the blow-offs. It leaves me speechless. I've never seen a motor like this, but, you know, built motor, crazy auto trans in it, whole nine. And look, they even did little touches like the carbon fiber grill right here, like the GT500 grill and all this, but it's really neat to look right through it and see the turbo staring right at you. Yeah, custom intake manifold, giant Ford Racing throttle body. I've never seen an S197 like this, and I think that's why I'm kind of geeking out, because the S550s have really taken over. But when you do see a really, really fast one of these, it's really neat to see. So behind me is, on the surface, you're probably like, why are you talking about it? It's just a Boss 302. Well, this is the Boss 302S, which essentially came prepped from Ford if you did the right package, essentially. And I drove one of these years ago at the driving academy, the Ford Performance School, and it was the first car I drove on basically racing slicks around a track, and you have to get these heated up before you really start sending it around a track. I just messed up! But absolutely incredible car, especially for a live axle car. It's wild. This guy right here makes 860 wheel horsepower, 864 to be technical. 6R80 really is still a strong transmission. The 10-speed just has some advantages, but this thing rips just as much, and it looks bone stock. That's the cool thing about this stuff. This is the one I really want to look at over here, the full shop drag car, which is really neat. Okay, so if you want like a prime example of what FatHouse can do, this is everything, essentially. If you come up close, you got the Zona Rotor turbos, but this stuff, the air to water stuff, like, this is amazing work. This is all made in-house, not in a factory somewhere, just done here. But I love the forward-facing setup right here. Kind of similar to you'd find on, I know it's a weird comparison, but I've seen like rotary cars with turbo setups mounted this way. Their goal is to do 7s in this thing. It's got Motec on it. The Motec ECU changed my whole perspective yesterday when I drove the blue Shelby over there, make it 1300, and I could still drive straight, which is pretty incredible. I basically came into the shop not knowing what I was gonna see, and when I saw this and all the fab work, I was like, these guys are the real deal. They really are. If you look at the side and everything else, still an S197, still all this stuff. Got the tires and they got the spoiler in the back, but other than that, ready to rip. I freaking love this too. The side exit exhaust is really neat. If you just look at the fit and finish of this, everything, the manifolds, all of this coming in into the turbo housings. I mean, these aren't huge turbos either. I think that's what's so amazing about TurboTech nowadays. Everything spools up a lot faster, and just a nice fluid setup. Easy to work on, it looks like too. So I have to say, probably the coolest car in here. They're all really cool, but this is the fastest stick shift S550 and GT350 in the world. It's a 1400R package that they basically offer here at the shop. So essentially you say, hey, I want to go this fast. I want this much horsepower. You drop it off here, you see it later, you get it back, and it does this. Let's take a look at it. Essentially it made 1460, Trevor? 1470, something like
1470.
that? 1470 to the tire through a stick shift. The neat thing about this is that the turbo kit that we looked at over there is very similar to this. So essentially, once you start with their turbo kit, for the most part, you'll just need to do all the supporting mods. You can pretty much keep everything else. Therefore, you start off with that one, and you're not having to change out turbos all the time, change out piping all the time. What's cool too is some of the cars here go full recirculation, and some go out of the dumps. So if whatever you're kind of looking for, more of like a sleeper one, or opened up, yeah, it's pretty gnarly. Everything else looks completely stock on the outside, except the really tasteful kind of package stickers they do right here, or decals, excuse me. But full cage, obviously, if you're gonna go that fast, but now it's got an auto swap in it. So now they're gonna try and break even more records and essentially go after maybe low 8s, high 7s, somewhere around there. And when this car came out, you know, it was built as a circuit car for most people to go around tracks and enjoy it on the weekends. But I never would have thought that the Voodoo motor would have gone this far with the high revving and everything else. I mean, it makes sense, but if you look at the back, you got the chute on the back, all the good stuff. It's a mean looking car. It really is. But to see this thing on the track, it has to be a pretty cool sight to see for sure. So I walked in today and we tried to add up all the horsepower in here, and it's over probably 10,000. Oh yeah. Somewhere around there.
There's a lot of power there, so.
There's a lot. Look, so let's go down the row as quick as we can and be like, that makes this, just for giggles. And sure. The twin turbo Coyote I drove yesterday that has stock ECU and still made over 1,200 horsepower.
Yeah, it's pretty rowdy.
Yeet!
This car's 1,200 plus. The blue 1200R car made about 1340. This Camaro's gonna make right around 700 wheel. The 800R made 806. That car will make over 800 as well. Curtis's green Coyote made 1340 through a Turbo 400.
Through a Turbo 400.
It's got a glide.
Oh, he's got power glide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Super Snake makes 750. The 850R made 860 wheel.
That guy right here.
The drag car should make 1500, 1600 range. GTR will make 600. We got the Boss Rio 2S, it makes like 430 or something. And then the 1400R build, that car made 1470 through the stick shift. We'll see what it makes through the Turbo 400.
I'm curious to see that.
Oh yeah.
I really am. Because I feel like any power that's going to be robbed at all will still help. Like just to pull it back and get it down on the track.
Yeah, that car's going to get down. It already gets down with the stick shift, so.
I can't believe that. Yeah, when you guys were telling me about the record of that car and you're like, oh yeah, by the way, it's a stick. I'm like, holy smokes. That's so much, like, I feel like all the stars have to align. You know, the way you shift it, the way you 60-foot it, like all of that. It's one of those things where you don't have to worry about modulating the clutch back and forth and all of that. You can, you can just do it.
Motec gives us awesome tractor control, launch control strategies. It gets a boost by gear, no lift shift. The whole 9
Motec's
yards.
wild. I mean, after driving the blue car yesterday, I'm a believer. It's insane.
Water set up right. This is the ice tank.
Yeah.
We're actually gonna put minion ice cubes in here. So like we're gonna troll Aunt Yandra a little bit.
I think one of my favorite things about when you get a package from these guys is you get your own owner's manual, which is really neat. So let's go through it. Trevor works hard on these. So you open it up. This is the 1400, like the bad one. This tells you how to do your maintenance and service. Every single component, notes, all kind of stuff that they did while they had the car here. Therefore, you're not ever lost, and Joe Blow doesn't know what to do with their car after they got it back after getting over 1,000 horsepower. So basically, no excuse. They tell you everything, how to use the rolling anti-lag, how to do the drive modes, how to do the weather mode, the drag mode. Drag mode will produce the most power. Yeah, but it's really neat how it shows you how to do everything by using the Motec or the factory ECU. All of the fail safes, that's really important. So now you know if you're in a sticky situation, here's all that stuff. I don't know a single other shop that I have visited that has something this in-depth when they get their car back. Because usually it's, you know what, you dropped off your car, we built it, see you later. With the flash drives, you get firmware, software, and then also all the photos and documentation of the entire build. So one, excuse the piping because they're building a roll cage, which is really neat. But if you want to know how good Jeremy is, look at this. He welded all of this. Look, they even have the font of the freaking GT350 almost on the nose. Oh yeah, he built this too, didn't he?
Yeah, Casahedron.
Jeez.
I think it's a Casahedron.
He does like wedding rings and stuff too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's really cool. I might have to hit him up for that later.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll make sure to get him. Oh, these are so neat. The welded roses.
Well, we usually do, this isn't finished, so we usually do another round of petals and then we color them with heat and put petals and stuff and thorns on them.
Wow.
But these were just some extras we had left over.
You
So
want
we
to
just,
see?
yeah, sure.
Thank you for inviting me, Trevor. So if you can't tell, it's molded wide body. So it's kind of similar to that weird kit you saw in the Need for Speed movie, essentially. And it is just bad. I mean, the wheel and tire setup and everything looks incredible. This all looks very fluid and not, you know, bolt-on fender flares or anything.
Yeah, it's all molded together. It's
All
front too.
molded.
It's front wide body to front.
I love the front. It's a mean looking car. All right, so we did the really cool tour of this place. FatHouse is a wonderful, wonderful shop. I mean, seeing how everything works, seeing all the kits, seeing how creative they are with problem solving and also figuring out what the best setup is for these things, and also just making it a package there for you to show up and get it all done and take it home. I think that's super neat rather than dealing with little gremlins down the road. The 800R, for example, I drove it yesterday and it's such a great equal medium, for example. Stock motor still, the turbo kit, and it's usable. Meanwhile, if you just want to hurt everybody's feelings, you can upgrade everything else, and it's a similar setup, just the next level, essentially. On that note, huge thanks to FatHouse for inviting me up. It's been an incredible experience, and I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Make sure to follow FatHouse on all their social medias. I'll put it in the link in the description. See you later. Bye-bye.
Go.